I'm going to read you the comments that I wrote on the bottom of another video that I made called Laurie McBride Does Not Have an Open and Shut Palimony Case Against Brent Spiner. The comments that I made for that video are so important that I want to make it into another video to discuss the comments. These two videos are the only videos where I encourage embedding on other websites. So if you see my other videos on other websites besides mine, Jesuits are probably doing this in violation of my request to YouTube to not allow embedding of my videos on other websites. I, Gail, Chord, or Gabriellechana cannot do this subject justice in 10 minutes. This subject about Brent Spiner, that Laurie McBride does not have an open and shut palimony case against Brent Spiner. I can't do this subject justice in 10 minutes or even 20 minutes. But I'm currently working on a second book that will cover this subject in more depth. It's not fair to Brent that so many lies have prospered against him. I strive to free him. It not only helps Brent, it helps freedom and justice. In the meanwhile, check out my novel Silver Skies at Amazon Kindle for $8.99 in US dollars, set mostly in Brent Spiner's hometown. You may say, but you claim that Matthew McConaughey is also a victim of Jesuit plots, and he has appeared plenty of times on video with Camilla Alves. Yes, but Camilla Alves did not rape Matthew to obtain her relationship with him. And Matthew's more famous than Brent, so he'll be in the tabloids more. I think his attitude is, if you can't lick him, join him. Since he can't stop the tabloid lies about his love life, he's playing a game with the Jesuits. If he can't lick them, he'll join them. That's his game. However, I don't think he will legally marry Camilla Alves because he doesn't want to carry the game that far. Laurie McBride has worked as a publicist and is brilliant at horrifying Brent Spiner with threat of public exposure as a deadbeat dad. Brent fears that if his name gets plastered in the press as the deadbeat dad to Laurie's child, that he'll never be able to marry me safely, which has been a dream of his that he thinks will never happen, but that he wants to happen. So he plays her game to get her to shut up, even paying out palimony in court cases to her when he's not guilty. In other words, he's never had sex with Laurie to have her baby. Matthew McConaughey and Hugh Jackman are too famous and both have the attitude, if you can't beat them, join them. This is a continuation of the other video I made called Laurie McBride Does Not Have she does not have an open and shut palimony case against Brent Spiner. I feel like I need to continue that a little bit. I actually think Brent has not tried to get a job in New York theater, that is Broadway, though he could, because he doesn't want Laurie following him to New York and then plastering the internet and presses with more fake photos of her and Brent together. Laurie looks like a nice person in the fake photos of her with Brent because Jesuits have used professional photographic con artists to do over her facial expressions to make her look wholesome and nice. I remember her 1996 photos when she tried to seduce Italian film star Franco Nero, and the defiant look she had on her face in her Germany photos. This was December 1996. When Franco Nero exposed her to Brent. In these photos, she did not look like a nice person. Laurie McBride has called me on the phone and screamed at me. This was in July 1993 and in 2001 and at other times. And I can tell you from personal experience with her that on the phone with me she was vicious, loud, and vulgar. She has an alto voice, deep and raspy, and when she doesn't get her way with Brent, she's loud, vicious, and an avalanche. That's why I know that Brent could never love a woman like this. She intimidates him. Brent deserves a medal for putting up with her. She looks so nice in her photos. Jesuits do good artwork. It's also possible that Laurie McBride is a good actress. Believe me, the woman is not nice. Jesuits have also done artwork on Brent's photos with Laurie to make him look compatible with her. They do over his face to make him appear more shallow and less intellectual or spiritual than he is, and thus compatible with Laurie. They try to create the false impression of the playboy couple. Brent is not a playboy. I really resent that the Jesuits try to portray him this way, just because he's so witty. Notice the inconsistencies between Brent's photos on the internet and his singing. You can see two different personalities. You never see the deep Brent on the internet. That's internet. That's because Jesuits want to portray him as the shallow playboy to ensure he can never marry me, to make him appear utterly incompatible with a Bible-reading woman like me. You may say, but his Fresh Hell series, which he's just released recently, makes him seem utterly incompatible with you. Well, he started off our relationship with the words, "I want to rape you," on the phone. By the way, Brent has found the wiretap of this phone conversation. So now he's using this in the courtroom to prove that we did indeed have a long-distance relationship. I talk about my phone conversations with Brent mostly on my second webpage called Brent Spiner's True Love at gabriellechana.com, gabriellechana.com. And now Brent has found the wiretap of that phone conversation, and he did, I remember word for word, he said, "I want to rape you." And he sounded like he was crazy about me when he said it. Like he'd been dreaming about me for over a year when he said it, like he'd been wanting to say it. And I also was getting a lot of phone calls in 1990 where I'd pick up the phone and I could tell there was somebody on the other end. I'd say, "Hello?" and they wouldn't answer. At that time, I was writing Brent Spiner at his Paramount Studios fan mail address at 5555 Melrose Avenue, Los Angeles, 90038. And I left my phone number with him, but, I shrugged it off. I thought, nah, that isn't him. But you know what? Brent, I believe that was him now. He was trying to get the nerve to talk to me. And then finally, in May 1991, I picked up the phone and said, "Hello?" And the man at the other end with a high-pitched, gorgeous tenor voice said, "I want to rape you." And the way he said it, he sounded just like this music you're hearing, like he was just longing for me. So you might say, so his Fresh Hell series does not surprise me at all. You might want to check it out. Because he started our relationship by saying, "I want to rape you." So you might say, how can you read the Bible and like this guy? I was raised by a Japanese mother, so my outlook towards sex is Japanese. I became a born-again Christian in 1971, but I wasn't raised in a Christian home. I was raised by a Japanese mother. Anyways, so I have the Japanese attitude towards sex. And I love Brent's sense of humor. I'm pretty witty myself. And like I said, I can't deal with this subject adequately in 10 minutes. So this will be discussed in more detail in my future book and memoir. But I just wanted to make this video to say that Brent did talk to me, and he's found the wiretap of the phone conversation. He's got it, and he's using it in court against Laurie McBride right now. It's been long.